Get this 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network. Hosted by me, Tony Martin, radio's Fagin, surrounding himself with crack-addicted young folk from broken homes.
All of this is about the host's imagination and the host's courage.
Sure.
I mean, to take these guys on is not easy stuff, you know. They want to flick you to one side.
That's true. And who are these guys? Well, in the sidecar, it's Ed Cavalier.
Biting off far more than anyone could chew.
That's very true, Mr. Abbott. And pushing the buttons, Richard Marsland, sporting a satiny caftan for Friday and freeballing his way through today's show.
This is the master of the stunt. Here's a stunt. It's a stunt.
I'm exhausted after those introductions.
I tell you what, Tony.
We're emptying out the bottom of the barrel, and who lives at the bottom of the barrel? Stephen Seagal.
Oh, man.
We love Stephen Seagal in here.
He is the barrel.
And, you know, he's in the news for once. There's actually a legitimate reason to talk about him. FBI ruined my career, says Seagal. Stephen Seagal, whose action movies were once major box office attractions, believes false allegations by FBI agents have ruined his career. The comments are the first Seagal has made publicly about the investigation which began some 5 years ago by the FBI into accusations he'd intimidated a reporter and had ties to organised crime.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that whole Pelicano deal.
Now, when they say ties to organised crime,
Yeah.
have they just misunderstood Nico Above the Law,
Quite possibly.
thinking it was a documentary?
They're citing Half Past Dead
Oh, dear.
as evidence. Seagal is demanding an apology from the FBI. Says here, Seagal 56 was once a major star of action movies such as 1992's Under Siege, which earned 195 mil at worldwide box offices. But now he makes straight-to-DVD releases such as Flight of Fury and Attack Force.
No, excuse me. They are straight to VHS releases.
That's right.
They can't waste valuable DVDs on Seagal's antics.
Once everyone's gone over to DVD, he'll still be
Absolutely right.
coming out on VHS. But is this true? I mean, okay, it's not, you know, career choices
Oh, no.
that's led to him living in this sort of VHS ghetto. Apparently it's the FBI who are to blame.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I decided to see if this was actually true. I've got onto the internet to see what has Stephen Seagal done lately. Well, since Half Past Dead, which I guess was the last one that came out in cinemas.
Oh, I don't know if it made... No, I think that was straight to
Yeah.
Bakelite Cylinder.
Right,
that one.
it was cinemas in America.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That was 5 years ago.
Good.
All he has done since Half Past Dead 5 years ago is The Foreigner, Belly of the Beast, Into the Sun, Today You Die,
Yep.
Out for a Kill,
Yep.
Out of Reach,
Yes.
not to be confused with Out for a Kill,
No.
The Shadow Man,
Shadow Man, yeah.
Attack Force,
Attack Force.
Flight of Fury,
Flight of Fury, yeah.
Black Dawn, Clementine,
Clementine.
Mercenary for Justice,
All right.
and Submerged.
Yeah, so
That's
it's been a quiet period.
It's all he's done.
Yep.
Those 17 movies are the only movies he's made in the last 5 years.
It's a drought.
FBI. Stifling his creativity.
So hang on. So what they're doing is they're forcing him to make 17 shithouse films instead of one good one. It's quite a plan from the FBI.
Pretty amazing.
Oh, and set for release, by the way.
Set for release,
Finished,
yes.
but
Is
not
that
yet.
the name of one?
Set for release.
Never to be released.
Straight to video. We've got Urban Justice. He's just had Mercenary for Justice come out.
Yeah.
In the next 3 months, we've got Urban Justice.
You know what I'm seeing in that? I'm seeing a Kangol cap backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Prince of Pistols is coming out.
Oh, yeah, POP.
And, of course, Marker.
What's
Yes.
Marker?
I don't know, but it's going to be good.
Steven Seagal as a black felt tip pen.
Erasing crime from the streets.
Whoa!
Something like that. And then if you throw in Exit Wounds, The Patriot, and Ticker, that means that since 2000, like in this century alone, he's already made more movies than Warren Beatty has over his entire career. And this is a man who's won the Lifetime Achievement Oscar.
Yeah, and let's have a look at the stats.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching Bullworth. Nobody's getting Bullworth out. But you cannot get a copy of Half Past Dead to save your life. Why? People want to see an elderly gentleman with painted on hair kicking kids in the face.
In very dodgy lighting.
This is what they want.
Now, what is Stephen Seagal? I mean, he's only making 17 movies every 5 years.
My problem with
He's
that.
got to fall back on other aspects of his career. Now, we know he's got the Stephen Seagal Lightning Bolt energy drink, only available via the website. You've got to be thirsty in advance. And, of course, the music. We've heard about his band Thunderbox.
I'm glad you've asked that, Tone.
Yeah.
Because that leads us to a new game
Oh, really?
that we're about to play.
Yes.
Called Steven Seagal Lyrics or Sentimental Greeting Card.
Oh, okay, so you've transcribed actual
I've got
Stephen
actual Seagal lyrics
that he's written himself
himself.
in between punching people in the face
Yes,
and
and then-
getting his beautiful Asian assistants to call him Master. Apparently he does. I noticed there's a lot of them in that video clip too. Let's play the game.
Right, Tone, luckily for you, the theme song for this new segment is you doing the rap from TLC's Waterfall.
Okay, here we go. Yesterday was your hair so long, an old love song, and a photograph of you
What is that?
singing the blues. Nothing comes easy. Try to keep it all together now. Oh, sorry, that was the theme from All Together Now with John English.
Gets me going, that one.
Confused for a moment. I'm keeping it alive.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right, 2, 3, 4. Once there was a king who lived in a foreign land, had riches and gold, envy of every man.
Oh, that sounds like Seagal.
Correct, Tony.
That is actual Steven Seagal.
Now, during that bit of the film clip, he's sitting there in the silk tent while many an Asian lady washes him.
There you go.
There's a foreign king in a land. What do you...
Because as we know, he does surround himself with a bevy of...
Yeah, they all have to call him Master, according to Bruce
How do you get a
Beresford.
bevy? Oh, I love a bevy. Cool, blimey. Hey, knee deep in a bevy.
Form cue here to be part of Ed's bevy.
All right, ladies. Oh, ladies. All right, anyway. Ready, Rich?
Yes.
Let your light shine down on everyone, especially me.
That is either Max with a box of Killer Pelicanos, or is it, I reckon that definitely sounds like Steven Seagal.
Incorrect, my friend. Sentimental greeting card.
You just popped up the 7-Eleven, get that one, did you?
No, on the internet. You can
For
look
which
up.
event?
Oh, yeah, it's great. You don't have to buy cards anymore.
Yeah, you can just transcribe them down, send them some flowers with
Fantastic.
some gold on it.
Once they can send sandwiches on the email, then you'll be happy.
Then I'll be there. Sandwiches with encouraging messages. Look at that. Happy birthday, Ed. Arr. Okay, ready, Tone?
Yes.
No matter what tomorrow brings, whisper your wildest dreams to me, quietly, softly, intimately.
That I heard you saying that on the phone to someone yesterday, so I'm saying that's Cavalier, not
Incorrect.
Seagal. Oh,
Seagal, my
that was
friend.
really Seagal.
Seagal, guess what's happening in the film clip when he's singing that?
I don't want to know.
Washed by a bevy.
He's always been washed by
He's
him.
always getting toweled down with frangipanis.
And he's enormous. It's a 2-bevy job, I would have thought. You'd have to have one bevy on the front, another one round the back.
I don't want to be on the back bevy. I don't want to be part of the back bevy crew. Back bevy crew. Well, at least we know what our breakdancing troupe is now called. All right, finally, Richard, you ready?
Let's do it.
Wear a silk tent, orange your face, strap a cat to your head, make Asian girls call you master, release drinks full of energy.
That is from a greeting card.
I'm sick of getting that one.
It's for a very specific event. It's for Steven Seagal's birthday.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
you got
yeah.
it. Well done, Rich. Well done.
Well, is this going to be a new regular segment on the show?
No, I think it's probably the last time that it happens. Of course, you got to sing us out now, Tone.
Yesterday's just a memory, or might have been. Rock and roll never forgets, forgives or regrets. Nothing comes easy. Try to keep it all together now. Go to a real song, please, Rich. But get this, listeners are on fire today. Listen to this. Adrian saw Travis from Big Brother at a pub last night.
Yeah.
Went up to him and said, "Hey, mate, are you from Bolvia?" Travis told him to piss off.
Brilliant.
Pisso offo.
Peace out there.
Back to Bolvo.
Good effort.
What are we talking about today? Where are we going?
Oh, hi.
This bus was due out 10 minutes ago. Yes, we're stepping onto public transport. That's what everybody's doing. Whether public transport is ready for us or not. I know in Melbourne it's very crowded.
Yeah, no matter where you
Sydney as
turn
well.
around the country, yeah. It's just a breaking point, apparently, public transport.
They want people to use public transport, but it seems like they don't have enough of it.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, so we're saying public transport adventures.
Well, let's not be too hasty. I've got some other ideas for phone topics tonight.
Oh, other ideas?
Yeah, how about log jamming with Richard Marsland? No? What do you call your ankles? No? Which French guy keeps looking at you? No? Or who wants a piece of the action? All right, we'll go with which French guy keeps looking at you.
What do you call your ankles?
Sweet. Give us a call. Which French guy keeps looking at you?
There's so many great ideas. Brush with chemical Ali. Nobody wanted to do that one. Reckon we get no callers.
All right, public transport adventures.
Yeah, stuff you've seen. We want tales from the front line of public transport use.
I can kick us off if you'd like.
Let's hear it.
I was on a bus the other day in my capital city. Hey,
Yes.
Rich, keeping it broad.
I like it.
And a gentleman up the back dropped a nice coffee. Not a Farmers Union like yourself. It was a
Right.
Dare variety.
Yep.
Had a lid. Lid fell off. And I thought, oh, well, that's the end of that. And he picked it up. But the bus was going up a hill, so it was sort of the angle of the floor was allowing the Dare to rush back into the bottle from whence it came. And he just stood there for a second, like a man collecting at the fountain of youth, just allowing the somewhat discarded Dare to roll back in.
Fantastic.
Delicious crunchy bits now.
Well, public transport, I have never been able to top a conversation I heard on public transport about 20 years ago in Brisbane
Oh, yeah.
on a bus going through the valley.
Oh.
And it was just after VHS video recorders had come out.
Yeah.
And there were two old ladies sitting in front of me on the bus, and they're going, oh, look, I've got myself one of these video recorders, and they're replaying the Thornbirds. I love that Richard Chamberlain. He's great, that Richard Chamberlain. So, look, I've got myself a tape. Look, I've got one of these videotapes, and I'm going to tape the Thornbirds. And there's a long pause, like about 20 seconds, and the other woman goes, but that's only a 3-hour tape. Thornbirds is going to run a lot longer than 3 hours. And then the other woman goes, yes, but I'm only going to tape the bits Richard Chamberlain's in. She was going to sit there with the pause and just get Chambo's shots.
Well worth it.
That's the kind of gear you hear out on the public transport.
Well worth it.
It's a good rule for life, generally.
Yeah.
Wow.
What have you heard, Mr. Master?
Well, I used to catch a train into school every single day. Those old red hens, the
Oh,
old
yes, yeah,
and so they had the
rattler.
manual doors that you could just open yourself. You didn't have to wait for the conductor's permission or anything.
No.
You could just open them. So quite dangerous, but also led to a lot of fun.
Yes.
You could actually go in between carriages. A lot of the school kids used to do this, in between the carriages and smoke
Oh, man.
while the train was on the way to the city.
yeah.
Back in the 20th century, that was very popular.
Yeah.
And on the way home, there would
Probably
always
pash
be
on in that little gap as well, too, eh, Rich?
a lot of stuff going on.
Hey?
Yeah, great
Jeez.
times on the red hens. And there was also the drunk guy who was so drunk that he didn't know which side the platform was on, so he opened the door to the wrong side and stepped. I mean,
The old Buster Keaton.
and just stepped onto the rails on the other side. I mean, it could have ended horribly.
Oh, good stuff.
But of course, and then there's kids, opening the doors while the train's still moving and hanging on the outside. Crazy stuff. Thank God the red hens have been replaced.
All right, this is the
Good
stuff.
message, Rich. Good message at the end of that.
Smoking, train surfing, try it all.
Richard's in the gap trying to get his hand up a tunic. Jesus.
We want to hear
What are
tales
you doing?
from the public transport. Call us.
Bad guy, Rich.
We'll accept anything.
G'day, Will.
Hey there, guys. How are you?
Excellent, sir. What's going on the public transport?
I'm from Sydney, and I catch the 392 bus in the morning.
A fine bus.
Yep.
And this gentleman, he dances and sings gospel songs in the morning.
Oh, is it good stuff? What's his voice like?
Not that crash up.
Really?
Yeah, well, what you need to do there is, for once, Kyle Sanderlands would be useful. Wouldn't it be great to just have him on the bus?
Call that gospel? That's not gospel. I do a better gospel than that. I haven't blinked in 15 years.
Hey, guys.
Yes, Will?
On another note, my mate's a massive Journey fan.
Really?
And he's got Don't Stop Believing tattooed on his arm. His name's
Oh.
Troy.
Fantastic.
Where is Any Way You Want It tattooed?
Thank you,
Okay.
Will. Lovely to talk to you. Hello, Brett. How are you?
I used to travel on the old blue trains.
Oh,
and
yes.
one morning I was up the front of the train, and the school kid next to me was looking pretty grey in the face, and I said to him, I said, "Are you all right?" And he said, "No." He said, "I think I'm going to spew."
Yes.
So I reached over, I said, "Go towards the window." We pulled the window down, and we were just pulling into Camberwell Station. He let it go, and he gave about 20 to 30 people a big spray as we pulled in.
Oh, fantastic.
It was beautiful.
Wow. They want to close that station down. Lose all that local colour and substance. Our co-host for this hour, our first ever co-host to get this, Peter Rowsthorn, is back.
I kicked off the big numbers for this one.
And now, of course, on
Yeah.
the highest rating show on TV.
Things have moved on.
Kath and Kim.
Yeah.
Now, that may be the number one rating show in the country. Also, thank God You're Here rates very well as well, Peter. You're involved in both of these programs. However, the one that people are talking about on the street, the one I can't walk down the street without people stopping me and saying, have you seen Rowsthorn and Can We Help?
Yeah, Can We Help?
That's Shane Bourne who normally stops me. That's his word. And
Right, hey, through all
Welcome back to
seekers.
Homicide.
last time we spoke to you that the figures Nash had gone through the roof.
Yeah.
How are we placed?
Yeah, still very strong.
Really?
I think they're hovering around the 450 mark, 450,000.
450 Nash. Is this over the week or this is...
This is just for the burst.
Yeah,
Just for the half-hour burst.
Okay.
But it goes. This is not counting Tasmania.
No.
Oh,
right.
and not counting regionals.
No.
So it could be upwards. It could be upwards of 470.
Wow.
Yeah. Nash.
That's Nash, eh?
Yeah. That's 6:30 Fridays. That's a tough slot.
How are you going up against Message?
470 Nash.
Now, are you before Message Stick? Or are you still...
Message Stick was dumped. It was on a 6 o'clock Friday.
It was dumped. You know why it was dumped?
was
Because they
shifted.
wouldn't listen to us to go with the more high-profile, high-powered promos. Message Stick.
Because I said, I want the Message Stick lead in. There's 80,000 people there that will hang around for us. Because the Message Stick lead in was never.
Now, what's your lead in at
You're
the
the
moment?
carrot
Well-
dangling from the message stick.
We were saying last year, I think we're getting a little bit hurt by our lead in, which was Message Stick, because it only gets, 80,000.
It's a good stick, but it's
100,000 Nash.
doesn't drag him in.
tops.
Oh, yeah, 100.
This year they had the coup. They said they couldn't tell me what it was. At the start of this year, they said, we've got a new lead in.
It's going to be good.
And it's going to be fantastic for the program. I said, great, what is it? We can't say. I said, well, it's a brand new show. No, it's a repeat of an old show. And you still can't tell me. No, what, you can't. He's scared that 9 or 10.
Because 9 will get onto it first.
You might blow their news out of the water with As Time Goes By.
Oh, as time goes by. Which one is that? Is that Hyacinth's Bucket
It's
or...
a Judi Dench one.
No, it's a Judi Dench.
Judi Dench.
Yeah, and believe me, it worked.
Really?
Wow.
We're coming up to 200,000, 250,000.
Wow. So over at 7, I mean, I know Kath and Kim's pulling in the figures, but if they gave it the extra boot of maybe coming out of Penelope Keefe in No Way to Treat a Lady.
Oh, there we go.
Imagine you could be up to 3 mil.
Yeah, I know. And I said to Ricky McKenna, who rang me the morning after the first show had gone to air, at 9 o'clock to tell me what the ratings were, he said, mate, done pretty well, 2.5 mil.
Wow.
I said, Nash? He said, yeah.
Nash.
And I acted a bit disappointed. I went, no, that's a bit hurtful, isn't it? That's probably a little bit more than Can We Help, I suppose.
But that,
I think you probably just pipped us there.
but those figures, 2.5 mil Nash, does that include Taz and Reach?
I would presume not.
Yeah, right.
I was laughing like a drain on my couch last night watching Kath and Kim at that bit where Jane Turner went hysterical at the railway station when Kel was fighting with Eric Banner. What was that acting? That was just... I don't know what she was saying, but it was hilarious.
I love it when she did it once before when she was fighting. I think the guy who was having an affair with Kath. Forgotten his name. Who was William McGinnis. Sandy Freckle. Because Kel used to do wrestling in the Navy. So Kath always presumes that Kel's going to kill the person he's with. No, he's going to kill. No, you're going to kill him. Make it stop.
No, very funny stuff.
Hilarious.
And of course, what sort of skills of yours haven't we seen on Kath and Kim? Because I remember when you busted out those netball moves, that was very impressive.
And I got the gut out early as well when I got the wind, had the stomach pushed out.
Oh, that's right. Beautiful work on the sound effects there.
Yeah, thanks. That was Ted Emery.
My
Using his own farts, apparently. He's recording his
serious?
own farts.
We've talked about him on the show before. He's not a household name. He should be. Ted Emery.
Yeah.
He's done it all.
He has.
I was talking about how he played Alice Cooper in an episode of Countdown because Alice was too drunk to go on. That's apparently true.
That's very good.
You're saying he used his own farts
He
on Kath and
loves
Kim.
farts. Like he's really a fart buff. And if you're on set and you fart, you couldn't get any further up in his estimations as a person if you feel that one rock. And he's very strong at it himself. And he decided to record some of his own gear and put it on that. So consequently, when you watch it back, it's just a little bit wrong. You go, oh, no, it shouldn't be that bad. It should be like a perhaps, or rather than...
It took a minute.
Horrible. Oh, he would have linked it together. Use some trickery. But they were definitely real.
Okay.
Inside info. That's not on the DVD. Should see the visual. Had to keep that one off.
Do you get asked to do any sort of Kath and Kim trivia nights or any sort of spruiking for the series of that nature?
I work it into my own act.
Do you?
Yeah, because no one bothers to ask. I'll do it anyway. I know you're dying for me to do it.
Yeah.
Here's some trivia questions. And so I do them. I just do a couple. I only do 2 questions. I do What injury did Sharon Streslecki come back from Bali with in the first series?
Oh, I can't remember.
Straight away, people always go, monkey bite. Yeah,
Really?
Well done. What is my character often referred to? A dud root.
Dud root.
Yeah, hilarious. Really funny joke.
Well,
So-
see, that's interesting because over the weekend in Melbourne, a brouhaha has erupted over Neighbours TV trivia nights.
No.
A war is happening. We'll be sending troops to the Neighbours TV trivia war. One bloke, George Josevsky, is the host of a long-running Neighbours quiz night. He is accusing Ryan Toadfish Maloney of starting up a rebel night.
Toadie wouldn't do such a thing.
Toadie? I mean, I don't know if is George Josevsky, he's the host, probably does a fine job, but was he from the cast?
I don't think he is. That doesn't ring any bells.
Isn't
to
that
me.
interesting? So you've got a bloke running a Neighbours trivia night, presumably asks questions about Toadie over the course of the night. He's now a bitter enemy of Toadie. So I'd like to think if you go along to the one that's not Toadie's, all the questions will just be bagging out Toadie.
Yeah, they
Who
would.
is the worst ever person to perform on Neighbours?
Toadie.
It's the guy himself answering it. That's
You're
me
all
again.
wrong. It was Toadie.
Toadie. Someone else who I reckon's fooling herself is Dannii Minogue. I mean, look at this over the weekend. Headlines screaming, Dannii stripper grope in the past.
What?
Dannii Minogue is keen to concentrate on the music after embarrassing images of her canoodling with a female stripper in a London nightclub surfaced last week. The grainy CCTV images show Minogue in various clinches with a naked lap dancer, clearly breaking the non-touching rule usually imposed by strip clubs.
I thought to myself, if there's one person I could rely on to maintain the standards and rules of a strip club, it was Dannii Minogue. I am now not going to buy her new single, which is called Rich.
I'm not sure. The last one I can remember is Put the Needle on It.
Wasn't there? There was also Come and Throw it, something at it, or
It's come and throw.
Come and throw something at it.
Don't put that there.
no.
Don't put that there. That was the B-side to Come and Throw Something at it, I assume.
Rub something on it.
Guys, you're not up with your Dannii Minogue
Sorry.
stats and figures.
Well, I mean, the important ones we are, but
You're making us look like idiots here again.
I'm so sorry.
People wanted to concentrate on the music. That's what they want. Now, let me guess. When you read this article over the weekend, listeners, was your response A, Danny's right. I've not been concentrating on her music enough. I must investigate the back catalogue. B, poor Dannii. Why won't the press just leave her alone so she can concentrate on her music? Or C, holy crap, where can I see the photos and how much do they show? That would have been everybody who read that article,
Same
wouldn't it?
here. Well, you had me at stripper. Dannii wants to put stripper in the past. Why, Dannii? It's your future. It's all of our future. Let's have a future fun for that.
I love whenever, Dannii Minogue comes out here, you'll see her going on, current affair type shows, and you'll see clips from her new video. And then you go, but is there a single? And nobody seems to have heard of it or bought it, or did it even come out?
No.
Was there even a single?
Yeah, why would there be a single? Why would we waste time recording music? Could we just show images?
Just get her into the derps again and film something. I'll just run an old Blakeney Twins track over it and we'll say that's the new single and get on to Today Tonight.
No one will know the difference.
I love a bit of multi-choice. Here's what I saw on the weekend. Long queues outside cinemas screening I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. And don't you feel sorry for any two blokes who are friends whose names are Chuck or Larry?
Oh, yes, that's true.
That's going to blow up in their face for years, that one. But I just saw queues round the block.
That hasn't happened in ages.
Now, why would that be? Are the people queuing up for that film saying, A, I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. Oh, Click looks good in HD. No. Are they saying, B, I didn't think Strange Bedfellows really explored the idea of two firemen pretending to be gay in enough detail and depth? Or C, I just wanted to see Jessica Biel in her underpants.
Bang.
In the underpants.
Oh, man, the Wonder Pants.
Is that why you went, Ed?
I haven't been yet, but I'll be going. And I am there for the comedy. I'll probably close my eyes when Beale's got nothing on. Should we talk emails, Tom?
Let's do that. Have you got one?
Jack Back in Sack writes in and says, what's up? Does Ricky M really think we don't notice him putting his Venga Boy song in whenever he wants to big himself up?
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Rich, give us a little credit. Now, that is not true. No. Richard is a trained panel operating professional. Richard, not all of the sound effects at once. Rich, don't play them. What are those ducks for, Richard?
Pull the cord out.
Gosh.
It's a Purell.
Okay.
That's what happens when you press every button at once.
Unbelievable. We now introduce a new segment that Richard and I have come up with as we go round the grounds with Tony Martin. Oh, look out.
Struck match.
Oh, there's something
card.
in there. It's a footy.
Not touching.
Oh, don't even.
That.
Oh, try and begin to get me in there.
Playing card.
Playing card, matchstick, talk.
Footy. Injuries.
Is that it? Can we get out of the sports? Run the music. Let's get out of here.
No, we stay here.
Okay.
Don't try it. Don't point at him.
No, I thought we
I'm
did
conflicted there.
That was some sports talk. That should be enough.
No, it's not. See, Tone, you keep saying you don't know anything about sport. I think you're lying. I think that you're stuck to the Foxtel, studying the form guide and watching it all weekend.
Right.
So here we go. Football codes of all denomination are getting ready for their finals around the September. The Spring Racing Carnival, certainly in Melbourne.
Horse flu.
Horse flu.
I know about that.
Okay, it's starting to really take off. So, Tone, we thought we might let you canvass some of the big issues in sport.
Yeah.
As we start with your post-game footy tips, Geelong v Power. Your thoughts?
Best avoided.
All right, then. How about Sheeds and Herds? A tearful ending at the G. How did you see it?
I was watching Series 4 of The Wire.
Okey
Missed
doke.
all of it. Missed all of it. I'm sure it was great. I love Sheeds.
Do you?
She was fantastic in The Breakfast Club.
All
we
right.
know that.
Let's switch codes now. How do you see the Rabbitohs run into the finals, Tone?
Oh, that's the one with Russell Crowe involved.
That's the one with Russell Crowe?
If he does one of his pre-match speeches, I will tune in for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then hopefully his toe fog will bust out some licks and everyone goes home happy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, the Spring Carnival.
Yeah.
You've spoken about horse flu. Do you think it's going to go ahead?
That's the one with the hats and the horses?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I saw a lot of horses with, the virus masks instead of feed bags over the weekend.
It's very disturbing.
I don't know.
Is that right, Tone?
Dr. Turf was here. He'd have a really good joke. I know he would.
Okay, how about this amateur boxing? Your thoughts?
If Jeff Fennick's involved.
Really?
I like a game where there's a fight and then at the end someone's lost a watch. Sorry.
That'll do. We went round the grounds with Tony Martin.
You can't do that.
I tell you what,
That was rubbish.
he's wrapped it up like a present at Christmas.
Getting close to September, it's a big time for sport.
I'm going to have to be ready for that next time.
It's coming up next Monday, Tone.
Is it?
Geelong v Power, best avoided. All right.
I just saw people on the weekend, it's horse flu.
Yeah.
And it's, much more serious than I would have thought.
Yeah, you can't make out with any horses.
It's just the guys who make hats going, we're just in so much trouble now.
Milners everywhere.
Milliners going
Who's thinking
down.
about the Milners?
Yeah. True.
Hey, Rich?
Even my clothes source is just hanging hankies at the moment.
Oh, my God.
It's sweeping the country.
Oh,
This
my
horse flu.
goodness.
It's
Surely
insane.
we're getting out on that.
Best I've got.
Surely.
Oh, we've had a lot of people
Let's
calling
not.
up to complain. Liam Ryan, for one. It is a myth, Tony, a myth that Mr. Ed was made to move his mouth through the use of peanut butter. The actual technique was the use of a nylon wire. Oh, okay, that's much more humane. No, they wouldn't just put peanut butter in his mouth. That would be cruel.
Yeah, he hates peanuts.
Let's get this wire attached to his jaw. Get talking, you.
Delicious.
Just pull the wire a bit. There is no truth to these horse flu rumours. It's all rubbish. Put your silly hat on. Have a day out.
your
Okay,
silly hat
so
on.
many emails.
Put your silly hat on. Have a day out. The Spring Carnival with Tony Martin.
You know all I could think of?
What?
All I could think of when I heard about the horse flu and how Aussie is this, I'm going, oh no, the Melbourne Cup in danger. That's a public holiday that we're going to lose.
Absolutely right.
That can't happen. Find a cure. Topical news. That's what people want.
What's in the paper?
Steven Seagal.
What? Really?
Still claiming the FBI have ruined his career. 17 movies in the last 5 years.
Diabolical.
Have you seen any of these 17 movies?
No, I
Since
haven't. No.
Half Past Dead?
No, he lost me at dead.
Yeah.
I thought if it's dead, then it's got to be dead o'clock soon enough.
See, Under Siege, I stopped it after Erica Eleniak jumped out of the birthday cake. I mean, is it mafia allegations? Is that right with Steven Seagal?
Something like that.
Some of these horse flu horses are waking up with a Steven Seagal head in their bed. That's what I've heard.
Okay.
That's the rumour.
Badly lit, is it? Can't quite see what's on the top of that head?
I think so.
Because I was flipping through the Foxtel guide the other night, and at 3:35...
Flipping through
Yeah.
or fine-toothing?
going through with the microfiche.
microfiche?
With the microfiche, yeah. It's just all on file at the house. When is a Steven Seagal likely to come up? Pretty much any night you might find one, but always at about 4 a.m.
Oh, sexy new time.
Submerged
What
was
is
on.
that?
This is a movie where not only do you never get a look at the top of his head, you never really get a look at his entire body. He's basically a floating face against a dark backdrop for an hour and a half.
But he's an action star.
It's an action movie. It's called Submerged, so it's mostly on a submarine.
Oh, he's back in the subs.
Very good for, crannies and nooks.
Oh, definitely.
Very poor lighting.
Dappled light.
And so the titles begin. You get a shot of Steven Seagal that goes for about half a second and looks to me entirely computer generated. At least the ponytail is.
Yeah, right.
Then there's 11 minutes of low budget action.
Oh, yeah.
No sign of him.
No.
Then you cut to a aircraft carrier, a very poorly lit aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean.
Yep.
And a fat man in manacles starts lumbering down a corridor. Very quick jump cut, so you can't quite get a look at how fat this bloke is. Yeah. That's Steven Seagal.
The fat bloke?
I looked him up. He's born in 1951. He's 57.
He's very senior, isn't he?
But this is the kind of music they have when a fat man's lumbering up a corridor.
This is 359er from Rhinebeck Naval Prison, requesting permission to land.
Here he comes. The FBI ruined my career, but I can waddle with the best of them. Woo!
What's the matter, Cody? You forget how to salute?
Well, that's kind of frowned on where I come from down in the stockade,
Yes, Cody.
Oh, my goodness.
He's Cody. And it's just an hour and a half of him standing in doorways, of being sort of filmed, in tight close-up so you can't see above the eyebrows or below the chin.
Yeah.
At one point, he's the only scene set in daylight. He's sitting in a car in the middle of Dealey Plaza.
Okay. He's going to have to get out of that
He's
car.
going to have to. And I showed you the footage this morning.
Yeah.
What happens when the door of the car opens?
Amazingly, he gets out of the car. Everyone else runs out into bullets. He gets out. A couple of phone boxes in the way.
Phone boxes in front of him. You can only see his head sticking over the top of some phone box.
It's like soft porn. There's always something in the way.
It's like the Simpsons when Bart's skateboarding naked and everything's in front of
the gear.
the package.
Yeah.
Except for Steven Seagal, it's phone boxes, horses, anything bigger than the sun basically can cover exactly what he's trying
An
to hide.
aircraft carrier.
But he hasn't lost he has, I think, the trademark one-liners.
Oh, yes.
Because Vinnie Jones, of course, is in this movie.
Jeez, his career's going well.
But when he gets into a fight with someone, he knows how to bust out a zinger.
Okay.
This bloke's playing chess. This assassin, when he's interrupted by Vinnie.
What's going to be your next move, soldier? Do you think I'm here to play f***ing chess?
Okay, walks over to the chessboard.
Check, mate.
There you go, back, sorted.
Wow.
And by the way, we haven't added any punches to that.
I thought you might have.
It needs subtitles.
Okay, now we're on a submarine.
Okay.
A dimly lit, really, it might not even be him.
No.
Steven Seagal.
Could be any senior citizen.
Decides to take on a bloke who, of course, says,
I'm taking over this sub. Well, then you're just gonna have to kill me, I guess. What a shame.
What a shame. That's not even a pun. That's nothing. And what was that sound? Basically, all that noise was...
why are there boxes full of chickens in the middle of a submarine?
It's because all that's happened is Steven Seagal has undone his cummerbund.
It's the gut
The
escaping.
gut just is lucid.
Do they have to play the music really loudly to stop the massive sound of chafage from his thighs?
Well, there's some highlights from Submerged, and let's go out on another Steven Seagal classic.
Let your light shine down on everyone, especially me. Actually, it's better, I reckon.
Let's move on to hard news. Is there Warwick Kappa news today?
Kappa's back.
What's he done?
Once again, it's good news for the man up at the Gold Coast in the tights running for mayor. He's Australia's best-known footballer, blah, 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 blah. Recently, he's turned into a porn star, as we know. But he's cleaned up his act at a game of his 13-year-old son, Indiana's AFL match.
Right.
He's screaming at his son, who's 13, to bash the other team.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but we have a recording of that match.
All right, that's good stuff.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Jeez.
That's enough of the Seagal gear, I think. But while we're talking movies, it's not fair that we just make fun of someone else's filmmaking adventures.
Isn't it?
When we've got Ed Cavalier here.
Oh, absolutely right, yeah.
The star of the... Is it upcoming, do we know?
I think it's Dead and Buried. Let's call it the Dead and Buried film Meat Pie.
How can it be dead and buried? I mean, is anyone really... You'd think with all this heat, all this buzz, all this YouTube talk,
Look,
somebody would want to put it out.
The last I heard of the director is he sent me an email that just said his name, Garnet May, art exhibition, and a photograph of a naked woman. So I think he's moved on.
Is that a fundraiser, maybe?
No, I think he's moved on to the world of high art.
Well, we've had requests for more readings from this fine article from the May 2005 issue of Ralph magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Someone sent it in to us. Who was that? That was Joseph Pocage. And
thanks, Jose.
From his personal bound collection of old Ralphs.
He's going to be worth something.
A wonderful on-the-spot piece of gonzo journalism from Ben McKelvey, who was there when it was all unfolding. The action on the set of Meat Pie was unfolding 2.5 years ago. Now, we've been getting through this article. Want another selection? And then maybe you could respond as to whether this is an accurate piece of reportage.
I'd love to.
Here we go. I arrive on the set in inner Sydney, Balmain, at the invitation of producer Peter First, who gives me a rundown. It's going to be Australia's answer to American Pie, he says. The thing that's been amazing to us is that post-American Pie, there's been a lot of similarly themed films in America, but none in Australia. We really see it as a gap in the market. I'm about to ask why there aren't any teens on set, just 20 and 30-somethings, but First is called away. He's given himself an acting role. I chat to Big Brother's Joe Ashton for a bit. I haven't made a film before, and they do seem a little disorganised. But we've got to try and do what they want, she offers. Although Peter wrote a part into the script where I have to rub his crotch and pash on with him.
Okay.
And I can tell you now that is not going to happen. You can't blame the guy for having a crack. Thank you very much, Ben McKelvey. Beautiful writing. Is that what it was like on the set of this masterpiece to be? People writing in. Okay, there's Joe from Big Brother. Give us a script. I'll just write in a bit where she's grabbing my crutch.
All right. I remember that on that day, there was a bit where Joe had to pash on with this other girl, Erin, who was in the script.
And you're saying this will never come out?
Okay.
No call for that kind of stuff? No demand?
The problem
Is it tastefully done, though? The crotch rubbing and the lesbian pashing? And the penis grinding and the meat mincer?
I mean, it's got that kind of stuff's got Dannii Minogue back on the front pages.
It's sensitively handled, but it got to the point where the director was so kind of, how do you say, not exactly trusted by the actresses not to kind of enjoy the scene too much, that I had to direct the scene.
You had to?
I had to direct the scene where Joe pashed on with this other girl. And there was only one, because we only allowed one take because we didn't have much film stock.
Yeah.
So somebody had to, this bloke had to walk in the background, pick up something and then walk back out. Some business, Tone. Some business. And I constructed a beautiful pan shot where we'd sort of pan in, they'd pash, and then we'd pan back out. We'd follow this guy back out.
Right.
But the problem was, I panned in, they started pashing, and the guy just stopped and started watching.
You're the director. What are you going to do?
I was pointing like, walk out. So then he looked at the camera, and then he looked at me. Then he went back to the pashing, and then they both stopped and looked at the camera and went, "That's all we're doing." And then I yelled, "Cut."
Wow. Did you demand retake after retake?
No,
Stanley Kubrick style.
Move on.
Yeah.
We've got that.
One more for sound. Yeah, the sound guy couldn't see us.
So there you go. That's my directorial debut.
Well, people, young budding filmmakers out there, that's what it's like in the trenches.
Have a listen to this. Mark Gregg writes in and says, "G'day, Tony, Ed and Marsland. Thought you'd appreciate some C&B up here."
Okay.
People aren't attaching C and Bs to our billboards, are they?
Well, this is in Sydney, so they're attaching them to other people's billboards.
Good.
He walked past an Australian Idol billboard the other day and said there was some fine C&B work on it. Mark, C&B. Marsha, no C&B.
Fair enough.
Kyle, why mess with Mother Nature's own C&B? You know, one of the happiest mornings I've ever spent, Tone, was sitting in the office with Rich trying to work out that joke. Just trying to work out the exact wording because the other version, Dukes, was what was it, Rich? Kyle. Kyle, no C&B. I looked closer. Heaps of C&B. I just couldn't tell.
Yeah, several versions.
Yeah, not as good.
No. Torpedo one was the best.
Yeah.
I think you should have left it at the first one.
Cut it out for the podcast.
It's like the great German film director Werner Herzog. They said, why don't you have any deleted scenes on your DVDs? Because a carpenter never exhibits his shavings.
That's true. Well, I'm all shavings. I'm splinters over here.
Get this, it's blown out to 2 hours, 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.